Life is founded upon attention to small things rather than to large things, to everyday things nearest to us rather than to things that are remote and uncommon. Booker T. Washington. My friends, each and every day following your favorite ETFs and stock charts. Practice trading all you can, learning by doing. If you sign up at chartingwealth.com for free, you'll get a special training from us each and every day, along with this video and the prior day's trade execution summary grid. Let's jump into the charts and see where things are today. We always start with the S&P 500. We see stocks are up for the day. Bonds, gold, Bitcoin down. I think I said bonds, coal. No, we're not tracking coal today, but every day we track gold. Let's talk about where we are with the S&P. You know we have been bullish for a long time on the S&P. We are still nicely bullish. We have been just continuing to watch things go up, 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 up. And of course, we have spiked higher this week than the prior high that we went back to in January and February. And again, it's just beautiful. Average volume, green volume this week, which means we opened higher than the prior close. It was not that way last week. We look at where we are on the two-day chart, and we're already over halfway in the volume. And you can see where the two-day had the candle itself has pushed through that weekly trend line, as we see throughout the day on Friday. On the half-day chart, look at all that volume at the end of the day. So again, a nice up week. If you have been tracking with us, my friends, you would have jumped in, somewhere here, depending if you'd say you were jumped in at the worst spot on that first nice green candle going up. Where would that have led you to? Well, that would have been 566.70. And the high for this week, 616.39. And of course, we saw that first big green candle back at the end of April. And now that we're in June, we have seen we closed today at 614.91. It is beautiful. Now, friends, please remember, things do not go up forever. I've been in the market long enough to see things just hammer down so much you don't think the bleeding will ever stop. That is why we talk all the time and ask you to practice trade with us when we have them. The shorts, that is when the market gets bearish. That is when you jump into something like SH and you practice trade it. When the market goes down, so please, by all means, be willing to practice trade each and every way so that you can make money when the market's going up or down. Been going up here lately, you can get fat, dumb, and happy and maybe very, very wealthy when you are truly out there in the market using your own skill set to trade. I tell everybody we're an education firm. We're not a stock, Bitcoin, bond, or gold calling service. We want you to practice trade with us. Beautiful week. Again, for our Patreon members, you will have at the Patreon page and in your email the updated trade execution summary grid for Friday the 27th. Please use that. You will see there that we have listed for you the entry points, the exit points, the expected dollar move, the backtest accuracy, and of course the 5-day plus directional probability. But we are still bullish. Let's go to the NASDAQ 100. Look at it. What a beautiful spike up this week, up for the day 0.34%. You can see all the volume in the weekly. 2 days nicely. The first day of the latest 2-day candle going up nice and up in the morning. Looks like it pulled back a little bit in the afternoon. Overall, 0.34%. Of course, we are still long. Now, at some point, this is going to be stopping, but right now, it's going in the right direction. We go to TLT, 20-year U.S. government bonds. Our math still tells us that we're sideways. We're barely more than a coin toss for bullishness. But I've told you since we hit that interim low, we had those two dojis in that first green week. We weren't quite to average volume. We were the week before. It is just slowly but surely ticked up because that's what the market does typically. When you have an interim low, You have a doji, a couple of dead weeks, or just immediately a green spinning top. Hey, let's go back to January. Remember writing this up in bonds? We had the same thing. Now, we didn't have the average volume there. We did the next week. So even if you didn't jump in that week, but the next week when volume started to match up, you ran up very beautifully. When you don't have the green spinning top to initiate or tell you that it's turning around, as you saw here in November, it was very short-lived. Now, other times, it's never going to set up that way for you. This one, again, we had an interim low. We had a red doji, and then the turnaround, it was weak. It dropped after 3 weeks, up 4 weeks, down. And again, hard to follow that. But when you have the classic setup over and over again, it makes it easy for you. So that is where we are on bonds. We are wishy-washy on that. You know, we are sideways to bullish. If you look at the numbers, those of you, again, Patreon members, check out the trade execution summary grid. You'll see that, again, it's a toss-up. I don't like toss-ups. I like sure things. Let's go to gold. Gold pulling back strong for the day, 1.81%. What did I tell you throughout the course of this week? As our charts are a little bit more than a coin toss bullish, I kept telling you this is instrumental. If you have all these green up candles and then all of a sudden you break the trend line with a red down candle with all this volume mounting up, 3 down moves, 3 down candles, this is the third down candle forming, pushing through the weekly trend line on the 2-day. And you look at where things really jacked through on Tuesday, heading down. I kept saying, my friends, that is not a sign for things to just immediately pop up. I did go back and tell you that did happen back here after the first week with the first red candle we'd seen in quite a while, starting on May 12, and then things turned around. Again, even with this volume, it then popped back around, meandered back up, and look, sort of the second time it failed and has moved back over. So pay attention. Let's see how this next week starts. We may find ourselves looking for a good reason to go short on gold. Our charts still tell us it's slightly bullish. Backtest accuracy is not that accurate. Not that big a move expected, but at the same time, we'll pay attention and see when's the right time to go short on gold if that sets up. Lastly, we will take a look at Bitcoin. This is the Bitcoin ETF managed by VanEck, and it is down 0.72%. Of course, we put this trend line in, and we are above it on the 2-day. We're above it on the half-day, and we pushed above it there on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then things have been sliding sideways. Today down just a smidgen. We are keeping an eye on Bitcoin. It's more than a coin toss with the bullishness on Bitcoin because of all the moves, the 2-day that we see here, the strong 2 days of up movement on the half-day chart. So still somewhat bullish on Bitcoin, but I'm keeping a very close eye on it. Of course, after that real jam up week back on the week beginning the 19th of May, we've seen things slide sideways and again continue to hang in there though. So as we jump into the this next week, we will see how Bitcoin shapes up, and again, if it continues toward that up movement that our charts are predicting. We so appreciate all of you being with us for the week. If you have questions, problems, concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to us. If you want to sign up for free at chartingwealth.com and get our daily email that includes this video, that includes a special training, and includes the prior day's trade execution summary grid so you can see the ticker, you can see the directional probability for the next 5+ days, the entry and the exit points that we had predicted, the expected move in dollars, and the backtest accuracy. Do it. It's free. If you want those completely up to date each and every day, along with our 2-page 5+ day ETF trading analysis and execution plan, then by all means go to our Patreon page and sign up. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.